Hey yo, what's poppin'? It's your girl Melissa, and you're watching Monae Media on YouTube, and you're listening to SeattleHipHopRadio.com. And it's Sunday.
Yes.
Sitting here with Kevin Gardner,
Yes.
town legend, Seattle.
Why, thank you.
Yes. It's beautiful today.
It's a very beautiful day. I'm loving it. Loving this weather.
I didn't think it was going to be that hot. I got long sleeves on.
Okay.
So, it's either that or all black.
I got the black, so
I'm
all black, so I'm a little out of pocket with the weather.
That's all right. You know what?
But sometimes it's unpredictable in Seattle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I've been all the way summer ready, and then it just started being cloudy. So
it could rain.
Exactly.
It could snow.
Exactly.
It could be sunny. We could have a thunderstorm. It could be anything.
Anything's possible in Seattle. So.
And you've been here for how long?
I've lived in Seattle all my life.
Your whole life?
My whole life. And with an exception of traveling or sometimes posting up in certain places for a minute, that's really.
So you travel a lot?
I haven't in the recent years, but there was a time where I traveled more. Like, New York, down south, LA, places like that, to get music done.
So tell everyone about you and what you do.
My name is Kevin Gardner. I'm a music producer. I'm also a singer, artist, live performer, vocal coach. That's pretty much my main things. I like to do music with a positive outlook as far as when it comes to lyrics and the message that I put out. That's very important. I wasn't always like that, but in more recent years, I think that the message that's put out is very important.
Yes. And so what, back when you were younger, was it,
was
rap,
saying,
gangster rap?
Back then, it was anything. You know what I mean? I'd probably sing about anything. I was, at one point, I was singing about,
That's what we're here for. We're talking about it.
Oh, exactly.
So did you put albums out?
Well, I'll put it this way. Earlier, pretty much, all I pretty much produced was it was mostly gangster rap. As far as for artists that would come in.
Okay.
And then that influence led into my singing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So when I was singing songs, and then when I ended up doing hooks on people's songs, and I was pretty much singing with it, and it'd be like, the message wasn't, I'll kill you. Oh, no. I just made that up, but I'm just.
So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Okay. From the beginning, from when you first went to the studio, when did you start being inspired?
I started playing piano at 8 years old.
Okay.
So that was my thing, playing piano. And then after playing piano for a while, it's like, I kind of got bored of that because I would always, I was taking piano lessons and I always just jammed.
Were you forced to have piano?
Yes.
Okay. So
my mother forced me.
Okay.
And I used to, she used to grab me by the hand, you're going to piano lessons. I'm like, no! Right? This is me. No! Right? And, obviously I'm glad that she made me do that.
Absolutely.
But after a while, I just jammed. And that's what people said. You're not really studying. You're just jamming. But when I was jamming, that was my creative process. That's when I started creating songs and stuff like that.
At 8 years old?
8 to 12. I was taking lessons, but just kind of jamming. Then after 12, when I got into my teenage years, I started getting more into production.
Okay.
Because then we used to have like a upright piano and a B3 organ, like real old school, right? And when we like the real old school, you see the big
like in those
things
scary
in churches.
churches.
Well, not that kind. No, not the cathedral. No, not that.
Okay.
No, but the B3 organ, like the church.
The B3 organ, yes, okay.
So we had that, and that was cool for a while. But after a while, I wanted to get hip because hip hop was pretty much big with you got DMC, you got LL Cool J.
How old were you?
I was 15.
Okay.
And so I had to. I got more into wanting to do modern music. So it was like when they sold those instruments to get my first synthesizer, I was like, yay! Now I can get it. So then I got a synthesizer and drum machine and started producing.
At
15? So I was like the youngest black engineer producing a lot of Seattle,
So how did you get the equipment? Like you were 15 years old. Were you working? Were you?
No, when I was 15 years old, back then, my mother pretty much like bought my synthesizer. And she bought everything
So
pretty much. I didn't start being more independent as far as buying my own stuff till I got really into my 20s.
Really?
I
mean, but this is what we're doing. This is what we're talking about.
Exactly.
I want to know you and how it began. You know, how you just blossomed into this amazing and great person.
Why, thank you. I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, because your music is dope.
Good looking out.
Yes.
But I will say, through that, pretty much I would say spawned a lot of hip hop out of this area, because when I did the drum machine and the synthesizer thing, I had my first client, which was Frostmaster Chill.
Okay.
And he was doing the DJing thing, right? And I was really impressed with him because he would come in and mix, and I'd be like, "Whoa, how do you do that? That's cool." And then I had the drum machine, so it was like a
with the record.
Yeah, he did all that, and he inspired me to put more of a dark edge to the hip hop, because I was really so R&B and so everything happy, right? And he'd be like, "Man, this needs to sound dark. This needs to sound like hell." And I'm like, "Okay, 808, you know." That's how he was. So he put that influence into my music. And so, you know, as things evolve, I still kind of keep those old influences in my music. So let's just say I might have a cool light R&B song, but then it'll have something, you know, heavy kind of carried it. So, yep.
That's what's up. So, 15 years old.
Yes.
You are pretty much producing a lot of Seattle.
Yes. Chili
artists.
Uptown.
Talk
Artists
about
like
it.
that, yeah.
You know.
Chili Uptown was one of the original artists here, and everything like that. And then throughout the years, there's so many that came through.
As they come to mind,
as they come to mind,
share
right?
your
Exactly.
stories, you know.
Yeah.
I want to hear.
I'm sure some come to my mind after a while, because throughout the years there was so many people that would come through.
And we have so much talent here. You know.
We have a lot of talent, especially in lots of genres. We have so many amazing artists in hip hop, rock, R&B, soul. Obviously our soul scene and everything is, really here. Jazz. We got great jazz musicians. Jazz.
There's so much and so many. You know, I'm only one person, so I need someone else to be helping me interview.
But
our
you're doing
local
great,
talent.
though. You're doing great.
I'm doing it. Yeah. I'm doing it, and thank you. I appreciate that.
No, every time I see one of your interviews, I'm like, she got this. She's good.
Say that. I'm trying to create. I believe that a lot of it. Well, not a lot of us, but somebody should be highlighting our talent, because we are amazing here, and a lot of people outside of here have no idea who we are,
right?
What we're about, what we do, and we have amazing talent. Like, we have some amazing talent, but I just, I feel like we could do better as a community, as
I agree. I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree. And you know what? I want to give you props for having that mindset. It takes a lot for someone to have a passion about other artists. It really takes a lot. So
I love my city.
I commend you for that.
Thank you. I love my city. People have fans, Lakers fans,
Right.
And so I love my city like I'm from here. You know what I'm saying? I believe that we deserve as a whole to, be highlighted, because people are always like, okay, Washington, D.C., no. I'm a real Seattle girl.
Right.
I love it here. I love the scenery. I tried to move somewhere else. That didn't happen because...
Where did you try to move to?
Vegas.
Oh, okay.
We will talk about that, though.
All right.
That was way too much. I have a story, too.
Okay.
I've been through a lot. But, I do this for everyone else, because I want our local talent to be highlighted. And you are one of the greatest. You've been here for a long time.
Thank
You got lots of stories.
I have some stories.
Give us a story. Give us the story.
You know
It could
what?
be any.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
Asking me to say a story is almost like asking an artist, sing a song. They have 1,000 songs in their head, but they don't know which one. They'd be like,
Okay, I got some. Okay, what was one of your favorite performances?
oh, that's a good one. One of my favorite performances right off the bat was the Black Festival. I don't know what year that was, but it was a moment that an artist lives for, because we did everything like we were famous, even though we weren't. We pretty, we pulled up in the limo, first of all.
Okay.
We pulled up in the limo after coming from Canada. So we did a show in Canada. Then we came to Seattle. We came through in the limo. They let us through the back thing. We posted up. I thought we
What place was this? What?
This was, the Black Festival in Junkins Park.
Okay.
Right. So we pulled up there, waited till it was almost about time to perform. We got up to do our performance, and that was back when the Black Festival was packed.
Yes.
It's starting to actually come back again, so
Yes.
they're doing a good job.
We're
I got
opening up a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're starting to do bomb, again.
Mhm.
But I was gonna say, so as soon as we start and the band hit, all the people came rushing the stage.
Oh wow.
And then as we were playing, it was like, bam! It was like we were ghetto Beatles or something.
You guys are good though. What year?
Why?
You
Thank
remember
you.
what year
I don't
this
remember
was?
what year.
I mean, like older, younger.
Oh, it was a long time ago. It had to
like
be
in your 20s.
It had to be in the 90s.
In the
It was that
90s,
long
okay.
ago. It was that long ago. But to hear people screaming and cheering and rushing the stage,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't really happen like that anymore.
Right,
because
right.
it's just people's mind state and just everything
It's the
has
sound. It's
has
refreshing.
changed. Yeah.
It's something. It's attractive.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely appreciate that, and from that perspective. But I was gonna say, so moments like that, I remember another moment was when we did Pier 70, and that was when with my partner Tonio, he had a record that he had all kind of features on it, and everything, including Max Julian from the Mac. He had Dolomite and
Return of the Mac.
Dolomite. My name is Dolomite.
Yeah.
That guy. But Max Julian, he played the Mac with Richard Pryor.
Okay.
So he had these guys, and he had Silly Cell, and so it was just basically Tonio had a lot of great artists like that, and Red Wine was my partner. Red Wine is the one who
Shout out to Red Wine.
Yeah, what's up, Red? Red Wine was the one who hooked that whole deal up with. The company was actually out of LA. They were called Epicurean Records.
Oh, okay.
And it was through a friend of Red Wine's that he kind of grew up with or went to high school with. He moved out to LA. He was a Hollywood guy.
Yeah.
And they
Superstar.
Yeah, they pretty much had the resources, the money, and everything to put out the record. And so with Tonio, we did this show, and first of all, we had the song. It actually this was 1999. It charted number 18 on Billboard.
Wow.
And so it was getting, that label was doing its thing, and everything like that. So when we did the show, we actually, you could tell we were more like flossy back then and everything like that. We literally dressed up in suits and everything like that, bought gold records and everything on the stage, like really just showing off, right? And just did the show, and that was one of the turnouts. We had the steps coming out like the college steps and just everything, and that was a turnout show. That was like,
that's what's up.
So moments like that,
That's awesome. I mean, it makes you feel good, when you're doing something. And music is a message,
It is.
And it's feel good, you know what I'm saying? It makes you want to move, it makes you want to dance,
right?
And now that we've opened back up, I know that you did a show last night.
Yes.
At Rumba Notes, right?
This was the beat walk, so it was like on
Beat
Rainier and Ferdinand.
Okay.
Right?
Ferdinand.
Yeah. and I think the D is Ferdinand. Oh, anyway, it was next to Geraldine's and all that.
Okay.
Right there. But Columbia City.
Okay, there you go.
Everybody knows Columbia
Yes.
City right here. You know.
Yes.
But that show, I would say that was, and I just want to be honest with everybody. Inside my head, there was a lot of technical things going on.
Mm-hmm.
That was going wrong. Like the sound was kind of, because I think we had like a power shortage or something. So the sound was kind of going in and out. And so me as a technical engineer type person, I'm like, my God, what's going on? Right?
It gives you anxiety.
Yeah, so I had to play it off in front of the audience, like, yeah, y'all having a good time. What's going on? I'm like thinking, right? This is crazy. And I'm still trying to hold my composure and performing. And as a performer, you're thinking, people are laughing at me.
Oh.
I mean, you know what I mean? I'm just being funny, but I'm just thinking, you're thinking that people are thinking, what's wrong with him? He didn't get his stuff together, right?
Right,
You know, that's
right.
what you're thinking. So you're thinking the most crazy stuff in your head because you want things to be right.
Absolutely.
And here's another reason why
Perfectionist.
I am a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. Part of the reason is because when I get a show ready, I have this show in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And the show in my mind goes perfect. Right? The
Absolutely.
show in my mind.
All of us.
And you know those moments I told you about, like that were turnout shows?
Mm-hmm.
I still envision that, like, oh man, when we come up and everybody's gonna be posted, it's gonna, bam, the beat's gonna drop, everything's gonna, the sound's gonna be perfect, everything's gonna be great, it's gonna be a great show, right?
Yes.
And then when that doesn't happen like that, it's so disappointing. And it's like, bam, the music's going on, it's like, this is not what I imagined in my head. It's like, no, right? And so to me, I'm thinking this show is horrible, right?
Yeah.
That's why,
Right.
when you ask me, I'm like, you know, to be honest, it wasn't a good show. But now here's what's cool about it is the DJ. Shout out to DJ Selector Rock Caldwell.
Shout out.
He saved the show because that was going on, and he came up to me and said, hey, you know what? I think we got a power surge. So what I'm gonna do is, you know, if we disconnect some of this from the main system and do this independent, and we go battery here, and I'm like, he did a MacGyver live,
Hey,
right?
that's what I'm talking
When
about.
he did that, the sound just opened up and came and everything, and like earlier, my talk box, you know, that's a big part of the show when I do the Roger Troutman talk box or whatever, right? And so that had that had went out as part of the power surge because the amp that powers that was kind of blinking in and out. So I'm like, okay, so now I can't do the Roger Troutman part. So all this is going on and I can't do that. And I know there's people that's waiting for that part of the show.
Okay.
And the only reason why I say that, I'm not just saying that myself, but even when promoters...
Oh, you're saying it, and it's okay.
And
because you're good at it,
well,
and you better...
But here's what's funny. When promoters book me, they say, yeah, I want to book you for the show. And I have in my mind, oh, cool. I'm going to sing these slow songs. I'm going to sing this and that. You're going to do the Roger Troutman, right? I'm like, right. So they make sure, right.
Absolutely. That is included.
And then I noticed, just from different shows, artists at some point, they have to just give the audience what they want. Because there's been times where I've rebelled and said, I'm just going to do all piano and singing, and I'm just going to do this R&B thing, and I'm just going to do this. And people are like, yeah, that's cool, but what's up with the Roger?
You can't get away with it.
You can't, you know. So then I'll be like, okay, bam, let me fire it up, and then bam, then, you know, then people start kicking it. And so I just want to make sure that's just part of the show.
You are creative. You're your own person. Mm-hmm. You know, you have a gift that no other person has in this world.
Thank you.
Okay, so that is you. You know what I'm saying? So everything that you're good at, I'm great at what I do. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and
exactly.
I tell myself, I'm great at what I do. Right. And if anybody can do it better than me, then just show me.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank
so,
you.
You better own all that.
All right, say
Look,
it.
I almost started cussing. I don't cuss on my show.
And I don't either. You won't have to worry about me cussing.
Oh, I be trying not to, but sometimes I get excited and then I cuss.
And you know what's funny is, since I have a positive message about the music thing, I definitely keep that live, right? Yeah. But sometimes I get a band member that doesn't get the memo, right? Yeah. And they be like, yo, ready to raise yo. And I'm like,
wait a minute,
we don't do that. You know, we don't know that. We don't do that.
Okay.
You know. But
that's okay.
for them, it's
Sometimes-
normal because
yeah.
every other band, not every other band, but
Yeah.
lots of bands is just
And every band is different.
right. Every
you
band
know?
is different, and I don't knock that at all.
Right.
I don't knock that.
To
at
each
all.
their own.
Yeah.
And you have your own preference, and you have a
That's
message.
my own purpose, right?
Absolutely. And you have a message for specific people.
Exactly, and that's it. I have a niche, and the niche is positive, feel-good music. I want people to feel good when they hear the message. Like when I grew up listening to music, and I would hear, "Do you think I'm falling in love?" by the Smiths.
Do you think I'm
Exactly. When I would hear that stuff, it would make my day. Just you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It would just make my day. When I would hear, just when I would hear just so many songs, even when I would hear
energy, you know.
And even when I would hear the funky music like Knee Deep, something about the music. When I would hear that would just make me feel so good. I'd be like, oh man. Even if you're having a bad day, that stuff like that lifts you up. When I would go to a club,
No, go ahead.
When I would go to a club, the music would just change everything. I could walk into a club, and then when you hear this, yeah, let me get a drink, it's digging it, right? It would just, and
that's what music is.
And music for everybody is different because now, when I hear like some of the newer, darker tone music, I don't get that same vibe, and that does have nothing to do with if it's good or not.
Right.
It could be great music, right? But just because the vibe is so different, well, I walk in there and say, then I'll be like, oh, let me get a drink so I can relax. You know what I mean? So it's just totally.
You is so funny.
Totally different thing. Totally different vibe.
So you guys are watching Monae Media on YouTube, and you're listening to SeattleHipHopRadio.com, and I'm sitting here with the wonderful Kevin Gardner from Seattle, Washington, beautiful Pacific Northwest. We have to make sure that we say that out loud.
Yes, Northwest.
Yes. Shout out to Karina. She's behind the camera today.
Yeah, she's holding it down.
Love you, baby. So with what we were just talking about, who are your biggest influencers?
Roger Troutman, right off the bat, because he was the first person that I seen before the word swag was popular that had that. So.
And he's from where?
Ohio.
Okay.
He's from Ohio, but basically, first of all, when I used to hear his record, "The More Bounce," that was when I used to be a.
Oh, More Bounce.
That's when I used to be a popper, right?
Yeah. Okay, that's him. Okay, I just had to know
so
who
all
he
I
was.
had the sweatsuit.
I'm bad with names.
Yeah, so I had the sweatsuit on, right?
Yeah.
So that's why when I do that in the show to these days, it's basically my childhood coming back. Right.
I need that.
So
whatever makes you happy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And other people like it. Why not do it?
Sometimes that's what saves the show.
Yeah.
Sometimes I could be playing the piano and people just looking and whatever.
Right.
And then sometimes I get from behind the piano and start popping. Okay, now we're kicking. Right. So, but
but that's exciting, and it gives people something to look forward to beyond, the music.
Right. Exactly. And so Roger Troutman, we used to open up for him. Myself, Red Wine, again, who hooked that up. We used to open up for him, and I didn't do the talk box back then because why?
So what were you doing?
So back then I was just basically performing just my own songs that I wrote. We might mix it up with a little.
Oh, you opened up for them. Okay,
we opened up for them. We were the opening act, right? And as being the opening act, we were like kids, just like. Wow, looking up to the master, right? So we would perform, we would do our thing, right? And his band was so tight, they'd be like, "Oh, that was cute. Now we're gonna turn it out, right?" So.
But you had that opportunity.
The opportunity.
Okay, and you took that opportunity, regardless of whatever you knew that you guys weren't as great as they were, but the fact that you were there, you did that.
Exactly, and so.
Not many people can say that they did that.
Right. Thank you for saying that because you're absolutely right. And so, back to Roger, he was swag, because he was kind of like a combination of like Prince and like Prince and Rick James and all them.
Yeah.
He was like them
Yeah.
kind of combined in one
Yeah.
person. Good.
Right.
He had that swag because he would come out with the suits and everything like that. He'd get on the talk box and have that player type attitude.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, and doing the eye movements and everything like that. And I would watch that and be like, he has total command of the audience.
He's just
And when he would break into the song, people would be
hypnotized.
like, people were hypnotized, and they would be like, this and that, and bam. And so that is actually, to this day,
you got to watch that.
I got to watch that.
Yes.
So to this day, when you see me perform, that's where I learned it from.
Absolutely.
I learned it all from the master. So when he died, I decided to say, you know what, I'm going to take what I learned from him
and put it into perspective and into play and
Yep.
just do it.
Yep.
That's amazing. That's dope. You're very creative. I do want to talk about your you do vocal
lessons, yes.
Yes.
Glad you asked me about the vocal lessons, because that is a trip. The whole journey behind that is because I was a natural pianist since I was doing that as a kid, but singing wasn't natural for me. I had like some nightmare experiences younger with singing, because with singing, in high school I got booed because they weren't hating, I was bad. And I went to Garfield. And so
Can you tell us?
yeah,
about that story?
Garfield is like the Apollo, as everybody knows.
Yes.
At least it was back then. It's like the Apollo.
Okay.
I mean, it was so bad. This one girl was singing. She was smile, smile, and this dude had a rubber chicken. He said, "I ain't smiling," and threw it at her. So, I mean, that's just how mean they were.
Yeah.
So when I got
God.
up to sing my song.
What song was it? Your own song?
No, it was "I Want to Know What Love Is," which is a hard song. I
Okay.
had no business singing.
Okay.
But I got tricked into doing it because
Okay.
the choir director at the time said, "Kevin, I want you to do this solo." And I'm like, I can't sing that solo. That song is hard, because that dude is like really high. I want to know what love is. Right, he's like really high.
Right.
And back then, I couldn't even think of doing that. Right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And so
I
exactly.
can't even push part of those notes.
So
okay.
So back then that was like impossible, and so she's like, "No, I think you got it," and blah blah blah, and she really, really hyped me up for it. And I was like,
Pressed you.
"No,
about
I'm not
it.
kidding." And then I thought about it, said, "Kevin, no." So I went to her and said, "No, I don't want to do this or whatever." And then she gave me the guilt trip. She said, "It's not just about you."
Oh God.
She said, "The guy that's playing the piano, he has family coming out and all these things." She gave me this serious guilt trip. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, right? And you know how you get this movie in you?
Yes.
Like you hear this movie, like,
Yes.
you're going to do it, Kevin. You're going to do it. You're going to take on this challenge or
Yes.
whatever, right? And so I got up there and made a complete fool out of myself. Because when it came to do that part, my voice completely cracked. And at first I was nervous. It was obvious, like, I was like real nervous. And then when I got to the next part where he started going high, I was like, in my life, all my peers broke out rolling. So that was just a bad experience of, being, imagine being a teenager going through that, right?
But you made it through it,
So
okay,
I
and it
made
made
it
you stronger.
It made me stronger.
So
It made
let's,
me stronger.
let's not,
But you know what? It's something I tell my students, so it's like,
yeah, okay.
So to make a long story short,
Sorry, that was funny.
I quit singing for years after that. I picked up a book one day called Singing with the Stars. It was Seth Riggs. He coached all the stars, Stevie Wonder, all the different people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I stumbled upon something that was like a breakthrough just reading it. And it said, you sing like you talk. And my biggest problem was I would strain when I would sing, because I would go, I wanna know, and I would like really strain, I wanna know, right? And he would say, sing like you talk. So I'm like, wait, if I talk like that, like, hey, then it's, I wanna know, and I'm like, whoa, it sounds way clearer, right? When you just sing like you talk, you don't have to do all that extra, right? So pretty much I developed a lot of that. I went through years of studying different books, The Art of Breathing, Nancy Z, and all kind of different stuff. So I took all these books from different instructors, made my own style of voice coaching, and I call it vocal chi technique. And that's what and then I've been a vocal producer for years, coaching people in the studio. Oh no, hit the note like this. So experimenting on them, right? And then after a while,
but it works though.
Yeah, exactly. After a while, all those techniques and training came together, and then it got to the point to where when I would go out and do shows, then I could finally apply what I learned and this and that. And to go back on that other story, I went back to Garfield and sang the hardest song at that time, which is Pretty Brown Eyes. I went back and sang that, and it was great.
That's what's sad.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a
fail is not really a fail. You
right,
know,
exactly.
A fail
is
absolutely it's a learning experience, and you take what you want from it.
Right. Yeah.
You could take it, in a certain way, or you can take it the right way.
Right.
But that's all. But a lot of people are afraid to even go through something like that.
That is.
That's heavy.
It is. But you know what? It's just like anything else. You have to apply it. Some people are afraid, just like people are afraid of fighting until they actually fight.
That was me.
Speaking of that, I'll put it this way. That was definitely me. I was growing up, I was a really scary person. Like somebody could just be like, ugh, and I'm like, right? I was a really scary person.
Yeah.
So for me, I had to get into martial arts. And when I got into martial arts, it gave me confidence. And then when I learned, oh, wait a minute, if I breathe and I use this and I got speed and I got agility, I can actually beat the average person. So then
you did martial arts.
Yes.
Wow.
So then when I started having that mentality, then it became like so confident. Then it became, almost sometimes that could be overconfident. I wish somebody would now. I could, try out some of this new stuff,
Absolutely.
But then, after a while, you gotta realize, that's, you'll always meet your match, and you'll always meet somebody that's willing to do way more than just a fight. Right? Take it to a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
So I don't promote fighting, violence, or whatever. If I get back into martial arts again, it would be, it's like another love besides music. It will be strictly for the art purpose, meaning like it'd be like in a music video, or it'd be like in a movie or something like that, where I can, utilize those skills or whatever like that. But that's really it.
Yeah, man. Listen, martial arts is those books that you read. Like there's things that people have to do to be successful. You have to study what you want.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what when you study and apply, you become a whole nother person. Even with that, when I applied martial arts, I became really good at it, and to the point to where it's like, okay, maybe if I wasn't into music or nothing like that, who knows? Maybe I would have went on to be like a professional boxer or mixed martial artist or something like that. That might have been something else.
Right.
But then there's no way that I could foresee doing that and music. You know what I mean? Because if a fight went bad, it's like, okay, no show.
Well, we hold down,
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't be.
Well, I'm saying for back then.
Yeah. So how old were you when you did the martial art?
The peak of it was I was in my 20s when I was training with my guy Sean Miller, everything like that. So that was like
20s.
That was the peak of it.
All right.
I always had a love of it. I mean, just like anybody else, in love with the martial arts films, the Bruce Lee's and the
Bruce Lee's.
I'm a fanatic of the martial arts films.
That's like
the art of it.
Robert Butler, the one who did the movie Alliance.
Okay.
I'm going to be in The Hunt for Breeze, but he was.
Oh, congratulations to that too. That's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm excited. It's just a small part.
No, that's awesome. Period.
Yeah.
No, if
I
got a stand in a movie, I'd probably take a still shot of that and post it. You know what I mean? So no, that's
awesome. Exactly. So he was saying the same thing. Like he studies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Nice. No, but congratulations for the movie thing, because this is your second.
Yes.
Wow.
My second movie.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Sure.
How did that feel, being part of something like that? Because I heard great things about that movie, meaning it was actually played in the AMC theater.
We played it at South Center Mall. Yeah.
Like, who can say that, though? I mean,
Nobody.
Nobody can say that. Shout out. I mean, nobody can say that.
And that's the great thing about it.
For real.
Okay? That is the great thing about it.
Because only Marvel films and stuff like that is like, played at those places. So that and Seattle and everything, that's big.
And that's where a lot of my my passion comes from. I'm like we have so much to offer. Mm-hmm. We have so many great people here, but everybody just seems to be so confined in their own little world or their own little section.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? And we could be so much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I have some really great things ahead, but I can't say on camera.
But
individually, you know what I'm saying? There's a network. I'm creating a network.
Okay.
Seattle network.
Okay.
So from there, we'll go from there. That's all
I
I can share with right now.
I know it's gonna be awesome. But I know I'm really happy for you because you deserve. I mean, you put so much energy into other artists and everything like that. It's just your time
It's been for a long time. I've done it for a long time, and I'm just like, man, let me just go ahead and just highlight it. Let me just create a show, and let's just talk to as many artists in the Pacific Northwest that I could talk to. Where that takes me, I have no idea. Okay. But I'm doing it for us. I'm not doing it for me. I very genuinely enjoy having conversations with you, right. You know what I mean, and other artists to get to know people. Mm-hmm. Like there's more to you behind, just the music, right. And the art, right. And the talent and the gift, right. So and I enjoy it.
And you know what, my thing is, I just love people. Mm-hmm. And if anybody ever wonders why I got so active, politically active, mm-hmm. on social media, posting and stuff like that.
Yes, I've noticed that.
You've noticed that.
I've noticed that because I've known you for how long?
What? Almost 10?
Yeah, almost 10.
And I was never like that.
Yeah.
Until.
Yeah.
And it was more, Barack Obama actually got me a little inspired first.
Right.
But then I felt
at some point.
Right, but then I felt so. But pretty much I felt so comfortable with him being president. I really feel the need to really post stuff. I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, guys got it handled. I'm not even tripping. But then when we went through 45, I'm like, what? I gotta post? No, right? That's what it was like. But it goes back to this. I want people to know, clear out. It never had anything to do with Republican, Democrat. Mm-hmm. I think people have the right to choose who they vote for. But at the same time, it does come down to how people are being treated.
Absolutely.
If a policy is bad for people, especially people of color, mm-hmm. different things like that, and that's what I felt like what was going on with the 45, right? And so when that was happening, that's what made me so aggressive and speak, because I'm like, people are being mistreated.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And you felt the need that you needed to speak up.
Yeah, because as an artist, that's what I, that's what I felt like. So it didn't have nothing to do with, all Democrats are better and blah, blah, blah. It didn't have nothing to do with that. I'm like, no, I see people being mistreated.
Yeah.
Period. That's it. That is it.
As Coretta would say.
So, for anybody watching the post, that's what it's about.
Oh, you did a post recently.
Oh, no. Probably not recently, because again, now we've got somebody confident again. So, so I'll put it this way: I haven't really posted too much. Just a little bit, mm-hmm. but not really. I feel like we have somebody confident, but see, it's different though, because again, I think we have more of a vessel, and what I mean by a vessel is, let's say you take somebody like Joe Biden. He's at least willing to listen to black people, mm-hmm. and he's willing to listen to people of color. So let's just say, for instance, I'm not saying that he is a perfect political person. I'm not saying that at all, right? Yeah. He's been flawed before. He was behind the crime bill and all that in the 90s.
Yeah,
So he's had his.
He's
But
had
black
his share.
people were willing to forgive him because when you, just in everyday life, when you come out and say, you know what, I made a mistake, I'm sorry, will you forgive me? People are like, yeah.
Yes.
But when you're the type of person that says, I don't regret nothing I did, and you're like, what?
Without saying nothing.
And you mistreated people, really? There's nothing wrong with that? You know? But I will say this. What I mean by a vessel is like, just look at this, like when the black leaders came and said, you need to have a black vice president. He probably didn't even think about that, right? I mean, he probably, that was, I don't think that was his goal at all. I don't think he said, I want to run for president and have a black vice. I don't even think that was even in his thing. But when they came at him like that, he's like, really? Okay. So they held him accountable. I just think he's somebody that will be held accountable.
Yeah.
And that's to me the difference.
Right.
So it's not saying that he's just so much better, but he's at least willing to listen and be held accountable. So.
Well, I appreciate you being out in the community more. You know what I mean? Out doing things. And with that, you know, we've opened back up.
Mm-hmm.
How safe do you feel, you know, in the city? You know,
the city of Seattle?
Yeah. I mean, just how safe do you feel? Because I think that now they're wanting to make people get vaccinated if they want to travel.
Oh, that's a very good point. For me, I see both sides on that, and here's why. Because when they were first talking about the vaccinations, I said, okay, now wait a minute. Now I'm gonna watch how this goes for a while.
Right.
I'm not gonna just be the first in line. Just hey, get me right. No, I'm gonna watch it for a while. Right? Let me see how it goes. So if people start walking around tripping and stuff, I'm
walking around like zombies.
Yeah, I was really watching that.
Oh yeah.
So I watched that like that all the way till like about 2 months ago. I finally broke down and said, okay, I'm gonna get vaccinated. I have a different responsibility as an artist. I'm gonna be around people. I'm gonna be around when I do shows and stuff like that, and everything like that. I'm gonna be around people, so I need to do my part for society. So I understand people's things like, yes, there were things in the past where, you know, the weird things were done, the experiments and everything like that. So I totally relate with all that. But at the same time, we as musicians, when we travel, we have to get shots.
Yes.
Bottom line, there's no, I don't believe in that. Okay, well, go get malaria then.
I'm traveling.
Right. So, and so, yeah, I have that responsibility. And just like, for instance, last night, or, you know, when we did the show, I felt good being able to literally walk amongst people, shake their hands, give them hugs and all that, because when Corona first hit, I wouldn't want nobody around. I was like,
don't touch me. It's still, even to this day, I'd be at the store and the lady, she'd just be like, right here. I'd be like, where's it? I need you to still stay 6 feet back.
Oh no, I was 6 feet for sure. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't measure tape.
With a pole.
Yeah, for real. But I was really like, when I was around. First of all, I stayed in the house, obviously. But when I was around somebody, I was like, you know, I was really.
Let me look at your skin. What you got? Let me check your nose.
Exactly. And here's the thing, it got very politicized, right? To where now you've got half the country saying it's not real, it's fake, and then you got the other side of the country saying, no, it's real. People are dying, and it's like for real, right? I mean, so
it became real so quick.
It became, and here's how I look at it. Okay, let's just say hypothetically that the media exaggerated a little bit. Let's just say, because that's what some people say. They say, okay, the media wants ratings, and the more scarier they make it, people are dying. You need to, get vaccinated, and all 100,000 people died. 300 people, 400,000 people died. Okay, let's just say they're exaggerating that a little bit, right?
Okay.
I'm not saying they are, but let's just say they are a little bit, right? You have to apply your own common sense, okay? We all have had colds. We all have had flus. And when we had flus, when we were around people, we would give it to them.
On purpose.
We would
Remember when we had chicken pox? Oh, you had to have. We had to go around our cousins who didn't have chicken pox. We all had to get it all at once.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because
okay,
we were
okay,
around
okay.
each other.
Right.
So if one of us got something,
Okay.
then we
Okay, I didn't do that one, but okay, well, all right.
In my family.
Okay, your family.
Yeah, we yeah.
No, but I understand that you guys
You know.
did that immunity thing.
Yeah.
But I will say that as far as when it comes down to that, I think it's a very serious thing, because you got to look at it like this. Okay, we've all caught colds from other people. You know, we've all been kind of close to somebody. Oh, no, I don't want you to give me your cold or whatever, right? Now this thing, you know, this whole virus or whatever. Okay, let's just say it's a little more dangerous than that, right? Well, still protect yourself then. If it's more dangerous than that,
Protect yourself.
just go ahead and protect yourself. Go ahead and put on the mask and go ahead and do this. And especially if people are dying, and then you're like, and then people politicize everything so much. They're like, well, it's just older people. Really? No,
well,
we
it hasn't been. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I remember at first it was like, I was like, damn, I gotta walk around with this mask on.
all the time.
You know, it was like weird at first, and now it's normal.
It's normal, yeah.
You know, I try not to normalize it. Like in my car, I'll try to have my mask put away. Like I don't got them hanging from the rear view mirrors like fucking decoration. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? But
and then people make fun of masks. Like,
don't be driving in the car with the mask on by yourself.
People clown that. But you know my favorite is the one with the mask and they cut the hole in it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that right there is where, you know, people put their weird spins to it. But no, my message to people is look at it like, okay, if you think that it's just a little more dangerous than the flu, then treat it like that. Why do you want to get somebody else sick?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And just look at it like that.
Absolutely.
You know, just look at it. Let's all do our part.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's all I'm saying. Because I know everybody has a different opinion. We don't really know exactly how dangerous it is.
Absolutely.
But let's just use common sense.
Right. So, with that being said, you're watching Monae Media on YouTube, and you're listening to SeattleHipHopRadio.com, and I have the pleasure of being talking with Kevin Gardner.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are, I think, in our last like 5-10 minutes.
Great.
So, I want to, you know, whatever you want to share. You have some people that you would like to shout out. For you to tell people about your socials, your social medias, how to contact you, all that good stuff. And, you know, I want you to say something that you want to leave with people.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I would say, shout out to Scott, Alicia.
And these people are?
I was going to say these artists are artists that are actually coming out with music, right? So
I'm excited. What's his name?
We got Tasia.
Tasia.
Talks. Very, very talented artist and everything like that. But yeah, so there's definitely a scene of a lot of things going on and everything like that I'm excited about. And so I just named those, you know, few artists right now because they've got music like literally starting to.
So with that, before you go on any further, what is it that we as fans and supporters can expect to see from Kevin Gardner next?
From me, I'm gonna start dropping a couple of new singles towards the later end of this summer.
Okay.
So, you know, song by song and everything like that. Because I have some songs that were already written. I just need to go ahead and finish them. But I think they're ready. That's part of the reason why I've got back on the weight regimen. And, you know, making sure
we didn't talk about that.
Oh yeah. I definitely want. I have to get the weight down to shoot the next video,
music video.
The videos and the pictures and everything. Just like my old videos, I pretty much would train like a boxer. You know, I would say.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yes, I would say thank you. I would say okay, I need to make this certain weight, and then come video day, if my goal was 175, then. Bam, I worked so hard that month or 2 months, then it'd be like, bam, I weigh myself the day of the video, 175, yes. Right.
And you hit it
So,
every time.
I would hit it every time. Now, guess what? Now, on this latest one, I'm not going to hit 175.
Oh, okay.
I'll say that right now.
Okay.
I already know
so
that.
175 is your go-to goal. I mean,
that's my ultimate.
Oh, okay.
But like that'd be a further goal. Mm-hmm. But I think on this first video, I won't say the number. But
I was going to ask because I was going to say, okay, well,
no, but
well, first of all, how much do you weigh?
Right, yeah. See, I would, yeah, see, yeah. I was
Those were the thoughts in my head.
Right. But I was gonna say, but I will be a lot leaner, and the standard is different because I work out a lot more, so I got a lot more muscle and everything. And back then, I didn't work out at all, so I would just lose weight and be skinny, right? But so now
it was easier then.
Yeah, and it was that too, that part, yeah, way easier. I remember when I was a lot younger, I could just think about losing weight. I want to lose weight, and it would just come off. Right? You know
them young, what is it called? Metabolism.
The metabolism is crazy.
Yeah. As we get older, the metabolism gets
But older. I will say this, for people that are older, as long as you stay consistent, you can do it. Because I dropped 25 already. And I've pretty much done that pretty.
So what do you do?
I've done that pretty quick. Low carbs, but I eat things that I like like the steaks, hamburger meats without the buns, and stay away from the pasta and different stuff like that.
I love pasta.
Oh, you see what I'm saying?
I got this movie to shoot for September. I'm there, but you know what I'm saying. I could do better. But
I will say this, just consistency. Long as we stay consistent with our workout and diet, consistent, especially 1 or 2 months, we get major results.
I'm excited. I am excited. So you got a couple songs that you're going to be dropping by the end of summer.
I will say this too. This is the first interview I've done in a long time. Thank you.
Shout out to Monae Media.
But I was going to say, I'll say it here first.
Yes.
That the first song I'm going to drop is called The View. And The View is about when you see that girl that is so beautiful and her whole vibe, essence, everything is the view. She's, that's what the song is.
Give me goosebumps.
Thank you. Okay, say that. I hope the song lives up to it. You know what I mean?
Oh, it will. Okay. I manifest.
Right.
I manifest greatness around me. I don't know how, but my creator is amazing.
And when I make the weight goal, I'm gonna step on it and snapshot the picture and send it to me.
Yes. You gonna hit that 175 then.
Well, not the 175.
Listen. You better fight for it. You better fight hard.
Yeah.
So your socials, how can people get a hold of you, reach you? As
of right now, it will be pretty much Kevin Gardner on Facebook. It will be Kevin_Gardner 25 for Instagram.
Okay.
And then KG Productions, KG5 Productions is the website, but it's being worked on right now. So let's not go there right now. It's under construction.
I got you.
So
I don't have a website.
But when I start posting KG5 Productions, then you'll know.
I like that, KG5 Productions.
Really? You like that? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, cool. 5 is my favorite number.
Love it. KG5, Kevin Gardner 5. That's dope. Dope. And see, and it comes from you. It comes from you. It represents you. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you have inside of you, you're putting into the universe.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Cool.
So, I was going to ask you something. You're right on the top of my head sometimes.
Yeah.
KG5, huh?
Yeah, KG5.
I know I'm trying to revamp what we were just talking about. Your socials.
Yeah.
Dang, I can't.
I will say, for anyone watching soon, next show will be Forest Park, the Nubian Fest.
Okay.
July 31st.
Nubian Fest, July 31st.
Yes.
And then after you guys go to the Nubian Fest, pull up to Tasties because I'm hosting my networking event.
Say that.
Yeah. So that's 2 things in one day.
2 things in one.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are going to be performing there?
Yes.
And so what are the times?
We will be performing 4 o'clock.
At 4 p.m. until?
4 o'clock to 4:45.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's cool. Then after that, you guys can come to Tasties.
Yes.
That'd be dope. I would love to come.
And I'm glad the time didn't.
Yeah. No, it's in the daytime. You know, the networking event. I think it's like it starts at 7 or something.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm hosting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So what else can you leave with? Oh, I do want to talk about your coaching.
Okay.
Your singing.
So that is
How can they reach you with that? Tell them.
pretty much the same thing. As long as you go to the Kevin Gardner on Facebook, I'm going to forward you to the other businesses that are going to be starting up online, because with my voice coaching, it's been pretty much word of mouth.
Yes.
And I've been working with clients one-on-one,
Yes.
but I'm getting ready to take my class online.
Yes.
So when I take it online, it's going to be on Instagram and not only Facebook, but it's that
KG5
production, the KG5 Productions. It's going to have a vocal cheese section for voice lessons.
Yeah.
Right. So
I
it'll have a
definitely
production. It'll have a voice lesson section.
Definitely want to be a part of that.
Thank you.
Because this one right here,
You sing?
she likes to sing.
All right. Say that.
She likes to sing.
All right. Say that.
She does need some coaching.
Okay. All right. Say that.
No, she.
Well,
can show
obviously, I did need some coaching too. So
yeah, we
it's
all
good.
Right. Just try to make her blush.
Okay. Say that. Say that.
So yeah, so it was absolutely a pleasure.
Thank you.
What is it that you want to leave with your fans or supporters?
I want to leave with I want to actually thank everybody for that's watching. That I want to thank everybody that support me and everything like that, especially at the shows on social media when I do release music. I mean, you guys definitely keep me going, and especially you guys give hope to the movement. And the movement is that Northwest movement of positive music.
Amen.
We need lots of that. So the more artists that join me on that same message, the better.
Amen. Do you understand? Do you hear what he's saying? The more. The network. Communicate. Be consistent. I mean, it's really not that hard, and it starts with us,
Mm-hmm.
And so we are going to be the ones.
Yes.
I believe it. I see
I believe it too.
Yeah, I see it.
Yes.
We got something great going on. I just want to say thank you to all my fans and my supporters as well. You guys do amazing sharing. I'm ready to do this. I appreciate you having me in your workspace.
Yes.
I wouldn't even know what none of these buttons mean.
Well, this is my little main thing that I actually
Play something for us?
Yeah.
That would be great. You can even sing.
That's it.
Hey, that was nice.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you. I appreciate you. And God bless. And on your journey, your mission,
Thank you so much
to
for having
reaching
me.
and touching everybody.
And thank you again for what you do with the artists and
Don't
you,
worry.
you know.
Working on it.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you're watching Monae Media on YouTube, and you're listening to SeattleHipHopRadio.com.